cold that water is. Oh my gosh, that's freezing, but.
Puerto Rico, La Isla De Encanta. With the widespread of its capital export, popularity of its music, and the fondness of which it's always spoken of, it's the sort of place you probably feel you know before you've even set foot off the plane. Fabled birthplace of the Pina Colada and home to enough oceanfront views to fill Instagram for all eternity with pictures of drunken tourists lazing on its sands. Puerto Rico is in fact much more complex though than cruise brochures would make it seem. Yes, you can spend day after day lying catatonic on the beach, but if you manage to wrench yourself away from the hotel bar, this island just might surprise you. From MCO, we boarded our flight, and after a quick 2-hour ride, we landed in SJU International. Moments after stepping off the plane, the unsuspecting tourist will be lovingly plied with free samples of Bacardi and bombarded by the colorful and the kitschy. If nothing else, Puerto Rico knows its audience. After escaping the souvenir shop, we grabbed our rental car and headed towards our Airbnb. If you're looking to save money on your trip, this is a fine option, cutting the hotel costs down by more than half. But just make sure to manage your expectations. You are decidedly not staying at the Four Seasons. Here's the living room. There's Larissa doing her makeup. And we have a little kitchen over here. Coffee machine, all the kind of standard stuff. Bathroom off to the side. Nice bathroom, it's really nice. The Airbnb we're staying in is in Miramar, which seems to be about 10 to 15 minutes away from Old San Juan in the historic district of Puerto Rico. For our first day, we took a drive from Miramar to Old San Juan to see what may be the island's most infamous landmark, El Morro. At a glance, it seems to resemble Florida's own Castillo de San Marcos, with its pointed design and round battlements at its corners. Though El Morro stands in direct opposition to St. Augustine's fort, offering next to nothing in the way of history or education, but instead showcasing spectacular seaside views. The scale of the fort is also quite impressive, if not surprising, with multiple layers that expand outward the further down you explore. If you're looking for the culture and history of this island, this is not the stop for you. But if you're looking for beautiful vistas and a rich backdrop for your photos, then El Morro is a must-see. Now we're both really hungry, so we're gonna go.
Find a place for eating.
Exactly. That place happened to be Ladi's. Tucked away under a concrete overpass of all places, it capitalizes on its oceanfront location, giving the kind of tableside views that should be mandatory of any fine dining establishment. The food was also quite good. Fresh fish with a side of mofongo, which are smashed and then fried plantains, that in the case of Ladi's, also come in the shape of a pyramid, and then topped with vegetables.
He's good.
Until I saw the check, I figured this was a good way to end the night. Good morning, everybody. It is now day 2 of our trip here in Puerto Rico, and we are on our way to Fajardo. We're gonna buy our tickets to Culebra. Hopefully we can get them, because online they were completely sold out. We looked before we even flew ahead of time, and they've been sold out for a while, so hopefully we're able to get tickets there. But in the meantime, we're gonna be getting on the water taxi for Cayo y Cacos.
So we decided to actually come to Luquillo Beach instead of going to the other island, Cayo de Cacos. Yeah, instead of going there, it was a little bit too late for the time. So it would have only came back at like 4 o'clock, and it's already almost 1. So not a long time in the island. Yeah, for the price, but that's all right. But we're here. Yeah, we're gonna enjoy Luquillo and see the beach, try some food.
This beach and that food were, to put it diplomatically, unique. If I were to be generous, I'd say this beach had character, and would avoid saying words like unkempt and overcrowded. To the food, however, I cannot be so generous. Imagine a Hot Pocket, then remove all its filling except for the viscous hot tomato paste, and you have their pizza empanadilla. Now do the same thought experiment with Taco Bell's ground meat substance, add it into a plantain, fry it, and you have alcapurrias. Now, of course, this doesn't mean you won't enjoy yourself here, but keep in mind you're on the Atlantic side of the island, so the water is going to be dark. We next wanted to see Cueva del Indio, but we were turned away as they were getting ready to close within the next 2 hours. Since the public beaches nearby were all full, we found an alternative route to see the rocks, which were simply gorgeous. It's about 2 hours away from Luquillo Beach, which that was nice enough, but we wanted to see something a little different now, so we're up here, and I think we're actually really getting that in the difference of the topography here with all the different rocks and everything against the beach. So this is a really nice area. This looks great. I like it. Yeah, this is really beautiful. This is pretty. After a long day at the beach, we headed into Old San Juan for dinner. Like Luquillo, Old San Juan is a place that might be described as having character and charm. Whether during the day or the night, it's now packed wall to wall with visitors and has adapted to suit them. Like the rest of the island, traffic here is aggressive and chaotic, and not for the faint of heart. Only in Old San Juan that is now condensed into tightly packed one-way streets. Despite the obvious massive benefit to its economy, this heavy influx of tourism has brought about a loss of Old San Juan's luster. And like El Morro, it remains more of a photo op than a marker of cultural significance. Our dinner fit comfortably into that theme as well, and while the place was staffed by gracious, hardworking people, it feels like a theme park restaurant, complete with the bold decorations to compensate for average food. Hearing my complaints, the island retaliated and ruined my plans of exploring El Yunque. So we turned instead towards Ponce to visit the famed Casa De Saralles. Taking the guided tour offers a fascinating insight into the history behind Puerto Rico's best-selling export, which, in case you walk into the mansion as clueless about its history as we were, you're going to be learning about rum.
We just finished the tour of the Casa De Saralles, and it was funny because we didn't know about any of the ties to the Don Q, and we're walking around, we're seeing little statues of Don Q and little rum bottles. Like, I think this has something to do with rum.
Our fourth day on La Isla De Encanta, and our spot is open to journey to its most famous beach, Flamenco Beach on Culebra. To get there, you'll board the ferry on an hour to an hour and a half long trip to the island. What no other review will tell you is that this just might be the worst boat ride of your life. By the time we arrived at Culebra, nearly every passenger was clutching for dear life to their overflowing sick bags. It was nauseating, grueling experience, void of any redeeming quality and loathed by everyone on board, except of course for this beautiful little lunatic.
And you jump.
Do you like that?
Once on the island, the fastest and cheapest way to Flamenco Beach is by taxi, which costs about $5 per person per way. Another $2 per person for tickets, and we finally made it to Flamenco. Set against the mountains, the turquoise water is beautiful, rushing up to meet the coconut trees. And while the sand is less white and soft and more brown and spongy, and the ferry ride will haunt my dreams until the day I die, the simple little beach really is why you come to Puerto Rico. The snacks here are also pretty good, with the garlic shrimp-filled empanadas being the standout. Adding to Flamenco's beauty with its slow erosion is the derelict remains of a military tank left on the far side of Flamenco. While you'll most likely have to fight off some light crowds to get your pictures, it's far and away the most unique thing you'll ever see on a beach.
military tanks up here on the top of this hill, which is pretty neat because then it overlooks the rest of the ocean here. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's just kind of a shame they're using it as a bit of a garbage can now, unfortunately. But
on our way back, luck was on our side, and the larger of the two ferries brought our group back, making for a much smoother and more relaxing ride. If only we had ridden exclusively on this ferry in lieu of the floating Lynx bus, my memory of Culebra might have been entirely positive. Well, good morning, everybody. It is our 5th day here in Puerto Rico, and we're gonna try to head back to El Yunque. Hopefully we can see it today. There does look like there's a little bit of rain on the forecast, but hopefully it's just a small % chance like it's been showing. But I'd love to see the rainforest today, so we're gonna go try that. And there is Larissa putting on the makeup in her full safari outfit. The weather was at last on our side, and we made it to Puerto Rico's very own rainforest. The visitor center cost $8 per person, which is clean and well maintained, and I'd say worth a visit. But if you want to get straight into the rainforest, El Yunque is free to enter. Mount Britain Tower was closed at the time of recording, so instead we climbed to the top of Yokahu Tower, which offered beautiful views of the rainforest below. After plenty of recommendations, we decided to see Coca Falls, but in passing by, we opted for the falls trail instead. The tour groups don't dare go down this path. The rocks are uneven and slick, and the path winds on a steep slope for much of the trail. However, you'll discover that if you take this trail, it is more than worth it, and you'll find yourself finally immersed in nature. This is not the easy paved pathways that the tour buses will be stopping at, and here you'll experience the rainforest in all its beauty. At the bottom of the trail, you can continue on past to see other smaller falls, but we decided to hike upstream to come face to face with the most spectacular of La Coca's falls.
You made it!
Very shocking how cold that water is. Oh my gosh, that's freezing, but yeah, it's like a shock to the senses stepping out of that waterfall, but now I gotta climb back down.
Like the waves of its tumultuous coastline, Puerto Rico is a place of spontaneity, best experienced if you adopt its go-with-the-flow attitude. And for better or worse, allow it to surprise you. Much like another getaway. And you can watch a video on that right here. And if you enjoyed this one, give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more.